What's good, YouTube? Brian here, back again with another video, and we are on the tabletop today, and I'm bringing back a video that I did a couple of years ago. I'll link the old video up in the description. But so I have a boat, and I have a lot of tackle boxes in my boat, and in the winter here in Minnesota, we got to put our boats away, right? Because everything ices up, and this is a great time where, you know, all of us boat owners in Minnesota and bass fishermen, we go through all our tackle boxes, reorganize, set everything up, get our boxes kind of set up for the spring. At least I know I do, and I know a lot of other people do. But I got all of the, tilt this up, I got all of the tackle boxes that I had in my boat here on the table. I've already gone through them. I've organized, I've replaced things, put new things, took things I didn't like or use out, put new stuff in I want to try. And so the point of this video is, I'm going to literally sit and go through every single tackle box that's going to be in my boat going into the spring, which our open water should be here in the next couple of weeks. But I'm going to go through all the boxes that I'm going to throw back into my boat and go out this spring and start fishing. So this might take a while, but I'm going to go through each one of them. I know not a lot of people do this kind of video where you actually go through all your tackle that, I mean, I have a whole tackle archive down in my basement. I got tons of baits. I got tons of things, but this is the stuff that I like and I'm going to use going into the spring. And this is the stuff that I'm actually going to roll with in my boat when we launch on the water this year. So I'm going to start off, this is a bait not going to be thrown in the spring. I typically don't frog super early, but this is my frog box, and I like the plano, the thin plano for this, because the way my compartments are laid out, I can squeeze this box in. If I went with a regular size plano box, I wouldn't be able to fit a full frog box. So this is just me cheating in the way my boat compartments are set up. But I find that the frogs fit really great in here. The only problem is I can't bring all the frogs I want. I kind of have to pick a limited amount of frogs. So this is going to be my frog box starting the spring. I'm just going to go through a few of the things that are in here. This is basically all my favorite frogs. Now, I've used a lot of different kinds of frogs, and these are like my bread and butters. So up here, got my Spro. I have a lot of Spro, so I got the Spro bronzes up here. Over here, another Spro bronze. This is the Jackal Gavacho. This one I used a lot last year. As you can tell, it's pretty beat up. Look at all these teeth marks, chew marks. This thing gets bit. There's still some more life in this frog yet. Don't need to replace it, so I'm rolling with it. Over here, we got the Reaction Innovations frogs. This one is an OG. This is the original Swamp Donkey, and then this is the rebooted one. I think they're kind of the same, but anyway, I love throwing this brown one. I throw it a lot. It's lasted me quite a bit, actually. You know, I've caught a lot of fish on this brown one, and it is not all that beat up, believe it or not. I don't know why. I thought this thing, I mean, there's a little bit of hook rash in there, but this thing's been a trooper. Then I got the Megabass Big Gabbets. These are frogs I like for a slightly bigger profile. Good poppers. They walk really nice. They're big and heavy. They cast really far. So if you're trying to fish frogs in some cover that are way in the back, the Big Gabbets are definitely nice for a slightly bigger frog. I gotta have this flamingo. I just love this color, the flamingo bronze. You also, if you're into Spros, you gotta have the poppin' frog. So this is just a regular gill poppin' bronze. I like that one a lot. And then over here I got the white Gavacho, and then I got a couple of the Jackal Kira frogs. I think that's, I don't know. I've heard people pronounce them different ways, but I'll call them the Kira frogs. So here's the Kiras, the little smaller frogs. I don't throw this on my main frog rod. These don't cast as well. I'll throw these on like a regular medium heavy rod. Over here, I got the Terminator Juniors. So the big Terminator frogs are really nice. I like these small ones for some reason. I don't know. It just gravitates towards these small ones. These things cast really well for being like a small frog, quote unquote. So I like the I like the Terminator frogs. I got two of these Spro poppin' frogs. I got another Gavacho, but in the green. I got a Gavacho in the red. I got a black Spro bronze in the black, a Spro bronze in the brown, another Kyra. And then this is a new frog I want to try this year. This is the Sixth Sense Vega frog. This thing just looks really nice. I haven't actually gotten this guy wet yet, but this is a frog I'm going to be testing once frogging season starts. So this is kind of my bread and butter frog box. I think I got all my bases covered. I got all my favorite frogs in here. So anyway, let's move on. This is going to be logistically a little tricky going through all these boxes. Next up, jerk baits. I like throwing jerk baits a lot. You know, I fish a lot of clean water out in Wisconsin. And jerk baits work really well out there. So this is my jerk bait box. I have a ton more jerk baits back in the archive, but this is just kind of the bread and butter ones that I'm going to go out with in the spring. So down here, I got a hodgepodge of, actually not really a hodgepodge, but these are the OSP Rudras. So I like these bigger Rudras jerk baits. And then I got a 110 Max hiding under here too. So I got this I'm not going to take all these out of the box. They'll take forever, but I got a 110 max. And then in this corner, I keep some of my smaller jerkbaits. So I got some X-Wraps. I got some OSP stuff down in there, mostly X-Wraps. And then up here is mostly all 110s. I love Megabass 110s. What can I say? Actually, this whole compartment right here is all Jackall re-ranges. So I do like the Jackall re-range as an alternative to the 110. So I got a whole bunch of those. These are all 110s. I kind of keep like gill colors right here, bluegill color, perch colors, a little more flashy colors down here, including this is that new, the new fine art. And then I keep kind of shiny colors here, and then up here in the top corner, I keep kind of the weird colors. So these are like the gills, the purple, the tequila sunrise up in here. Anyway, I'm not gonna go dig in here because my fingers will get caught. But over in this corner is the deeper diving ones, and then I also got a Ito Shiner Galaxy up in there too. But this is where I keep the 110+1s. I don't use them as much, but I do have a bunch if I want to throw them. I don't have any 110+1 2s, like the deeper ones. But anyway, I keep my jerkbait box pretty simple and loaded to the gills with Megabass and OSP. All right, moving on. This is my main shallow crankbait box. This is basically non-JDM stuff for the most part. This is just my bread and butter shallow jerkbait. I'm sorry, shallow cranks. So up in here, I got a bunch of I got BX Brats. These are nice. They cast really well. Good fat profile. DT4s. I love DT4s. There's a lot of DT4 is just a crankbait that works really well in a lot of lakes around my house because there's a lot of milfoil, a lot of grass. I like to go up and over the milfoil if I can, and that's where the DT4s come in. I got DT6s for days, all sorts of different colors. I love DT6s. I'd say probably my most used crankbait over the years is a DT6 and the DT4s. I got an OG Slim hiding in here. I got some more DT6s. So this whole row is basically DT6s, including here. I got all my flashy colors in DT6s for smallmouth and on the river and whatnot. Then I got my 1.5. So I got just some standard KVD 1.5s in here. I got Lucky Craft 1.5s. I got a flat side Spro. This is going to be for in the spring. I'm going to throw this flat side. And then just kind of a mismatch. I got some 6 cent stuff, some more KVD 1.5s. And then I got some big boys here. So I got this Jackall. I'm sorry, no, this is Lucky Craft. I like this bait right here. It's Lucky Craft 2.5, and then I got the big BX Brat. Both kind of nicer in that bigger profile. But this is kind of my shallow crank box. Things come in and out of here all the time. This is kind of where I keep most of my square bills. So this is like the non-JDM stuff, except for that, that Lucky Craft that's kind of hiding in there. All right, so this is going to be kind of the more fancy crankbait box. I got all sorts of random stuff in here. I love the Jackall MR60s, so that's this hole up here. I got a Megabass Knuckler, the one where the bill changes. You can change the depth based on the bill. I like that bait. That's kind of cool. A Griffin, the fatter Griffin. Up here, I got a couple Nishini baits. I got these Chippewas. I got one with the blade, and then one without the blade. So I like both these Chippewas. This thing catches smallmouth, man. The smallies love this with the blade coming off the bottom. I've caught some nice smallmouth fish ringing this thing around rocks. It's kind of the bill's getting a little chewed up around the rocks and whatnot. Cool bait. The ZX series, or I'm sorry, the I got Z2s and Z3s in here. Actually, no, Z1 and Z2s. But anyway, the Megabass Z cranks. In here, I got like Deepex 300s, Deepex 200s. So this is like my deep crank box for Megabass stuff. I got a bunch of LG bones, deep crank and rocks for smallmouth. That's where that one comes in handy. Over here, I got just random Megabass square bills. I got a bunch of Sonic sides and a bunch of S-Crank 2.5. If you guys aren't throwing S-Cranks, they are great. This is just one of my favorite kind of all-around square bills. The S-Crank, especially in this color, is just sick. This catches them, smallmouth, largemouth, whatever. Just a great crankbait. If you're not throwing the Megabass S-Cranks, you should check them out. Here I got other random ones. This is a Teckle. This is a Teckle crank. I forgot the name of this one, but I like this guy. Then I got a bunch of Eye by Eye shads from Megabass. This is some of the newer. These two are newer ones I haven't thrown yet. This is the Miro crank. I forgot the name of this one off the top of my head. Sorry if I don't remember some of these baits, but this is a Miro. This is a JDM. And then the Duo Realis. Whoa, the Duo Realis Apex Crank 65. This is in that Aaron Martin's color. This is a new one I'm going to try throwing this year. Looks really nice. And then down here, I didn't have space in the other box for more DTs, but these are the DT10s. I don't have any DT8s yet Oh wait, I do have DTs. I just haven't put them in the box. Anyway, DT10s, and then here is my small but effective collection of lipless. I got some LV500s in here. I got some Jackal ones. Anyway, so down here is the lipless. I don't throw lipless enough, but I do have them if I need them. Once in a while, I do like throwing them. Cool baits. All right, keep it moving. This is my Topwater box that I'm rolling with this season. You're going to see that I prefer a couple Topwater baits, and that's kind of it. So up here, this is that Topwater prop bait that Megabass, the Explos. I like these Explosives, fun bait for smallmouth, especially on like really, if the wind's a little choppy, those things are nice. I have a ton of Pop Maxes in here. I got the X-Pod Junior in here. I got an iLoud. I have a new Respect series over rev crank that I'm excited to use. This is the wake bait. I got a whole bunch of Rio Ricos. Now I throw the Ricos a lot. Like out of this whole box, I'd say the Ricos get the most action. You know, I mean, look at this one. Listen, look how chewed up this Rio Rico is. Like this thing is beat. One of my favorite baits, obviously. I also love the Pop Max, so I'll switch between the Pop Max and a Rico. As far as walking baits in here, I got some Lucky Craft stuff. I got a bunch of Megabass Diamantes. Diamantes are probably my favorite. I'm sorry, Diamantes are under here. This is the Teckle. This is the newer version of the Vixen. This is called the Kick Knocker. So the Vixens were amazing, hard to get now, but you can get the Kick Knocker, so I have one of those. I actually caught a bunch of fish on the Kick Knocker. Not this one, this is a new one. My other Kick Knocker that I caught a lot of fish on, I broke it at the last season, so this is the replacement. More Diamantes. I got this little 6 cents walking bait just because it's small and it's white. It's good for smallmouth. You know, more Pop Max. And then I always keep this guy down here. And this is the Storm Chug Bug. This is just one of my favorite baits of all time. You can see how chewed up this guy is. But every once in a while, I got to go back and throw the Chug Bug. Especially, there's a couple lakes around here that, for some reason, the Chug Bug just does really well. As you can tell by how beat up this one is. But anyway, it's just a nice sneaky pop that I like to have. So it's basically, you know, these are the baits that I like to throw. I have more, but these are the ones that just stay in my box and that I lean on all season. All right, this is just kind of a miscellaneous box. This stuff in this box just kind of comes and goes. It's got a random stuff. So at the top, you got to have jigging wraps if you're here in Minnesota. Jigging wraps, these things come in handy for walleye fishing in the summer. You walleye fish, they're ice baits, but they work amazing for walleyes. So I like having some jigging wraps if I'm out walleye fishing, especially if I'm fishing walleyes deeper. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to get those back in. The hooks on these things get all wonky. In here, I got the Teckle frog with the flappy thing in the back. I forgot what this is called. I haven't actually thrown this yet. I'm going to try it out. I got a little whopper plopper in here for smallmouth fishing. I like having that guy around. If it's super calm in the mornings on like tannic water, I like throwing that guy. Here I got various split rings, snaps, beads for flipping, Carolina rig kits, split shot, just kind of random stuff up here. A little SD card holder for you never know when you got to pop an SD card into a laptop, so I like keeping one of those in there. Over here, I got the weird Teckle Kick Knocker with the blade. I threw that a little bit last year and did not get bit on it yet, so I haven't actually caught a fish on this thing, but we're going to try. This is the new Depths Evoke Topwater bait, the Evoke 120. So I haven't thrown this thing yet. This is brand new, just came out since last winter. Or sorry, came out over the winter. Over here is my spy bait collection. You know, got a lot of spy baits. I fish a lot of smallmouth. Here is my Depths crankbait collection. A lot of Evoke 2.0s and a lot of Evoke 1.8s. And down here I got a little collection of, I don't have a lot of these, but they do work and they're nice, is the OSP Blitz. So these are the Blitz Max DRs. I'm sorry, EX DRs. I got these in kind of just your typical smally colors. Something a little flashy, something a little more matte. So I don't have a bunch of the Blitz OSP crankbaits, but I probably should. I've kind of gone more the Depths area. And over here, a big collection of shower blows. Shower blows are just amazing topwater baits. I didn't have enough room in my other topwater box, so I got all my shower blows over here in this box. So this is just kind of a random ass box. I like whopper ploppers, and when I'm going to throw ploppers, I'll throw them in this box. So this is just kind of a hodgepodge box. Jigs. All right, so I throw a lot of jigs. This is actually the cleanest my jig box has ever looked and the most organized it's ever looked. You can tell I've been bored this winter. So over here, I basically got three different. I basically organized this in the sizes. So this is 3/8. This is half. This is 5/8, and then here down here is kind of miscellaneous sizes. Like I got some really big size, like some heavier ones. I think this is like a 3/4. So I got some of that down here. So anyway, lots of different jigs, lots of different stuff. Some are tungsten, some are lead. I'm not going to go through all the jigs, but these are kind of the jigs I'm rolling with. So my main sizes are 3/8, half, and 5/8. I throw a lot of the 3/8. I throw a lot of the 5/8, and then the half I'd say probably kind of gets ignored a little bit. I got some like other random ones, like I got some of these like OSP finesse jigs down here too, things like that. So anyway, this is my jig box. The plain old jig box works great unless you're got really small jigs with like tungsten and hand tied skirts. Then they don't necessarily fit really great in the U things, but if it's a rubber band, it fits pretty good. So anyway, there's my main jig box. I have a lot more jigs in stock, but these are just the jigs I'm rolling with going into the spring. And as I lose jigs or change out jigs as the year goes, I will swap them out in this box. Swim jigs. All right, so my swim jig box is pretty simple at the moment. I throw a lot of 1/4 ounce swim jigs, so this is like I'd say my most used row over here. So I got like a lot of 1/4 ounce, and then I got some half, and then I have some deeper, bigger jigs that I almost never really throw. I think these are like half. I don't really go above 1/2 ounce for swim jigs, but I say I mostly play in this lane over here. This is like 1/2 ounce. I'm sorry, 1/4 ounce and 3/8. I really, I'm going hard with the Special K jigs this year. I kind of whittled it down to either, all these swim jigs are either Special K, Lethal Weapon, or Outcast swim jigs. So that's kind of what I'm rolling with. I got some Lethal Weapons hiding up here. These are really nice too. I love the Crystal Flash, that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is my swim jig box. It's pretty simple at the moment. I got a lot more. I actually simplified my swim jig box just so I have less options, so I can just go with specific brands and colors instead of kind of having like too many in the box. So there's my swim jigs. This is probably my favorite box for jigs. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I like throwing a swim jig. I like throwing, flipping and skipping jigs, but football jigs are my jam. I love football jigs. And this is an extremely organized football jig box. It might not look like it, but to me, it is highly organized. Now, I have this organized into my favorite brands and my favorite sizes. So up here, I have a bunch of Kitech football head jigs that have no skirt. These are just naked ones. I do use those. And then over here, I got the heads from I got the swivel heads from All Terrain that you can put your own hooks on. So I love these because you can change the hook to deciding on the size of the bait. So I keep a bag of those. These are really great for river fishing. This is just kind of a miscellaneous pile of football jigs that are not like just off brands and whatnot. Down here, I got a whole bunch of the Kitech football jigs, the finesse jigs. Down here is all of my, these are all of my depths. So this is a whole big bag of depths headlock jigs. I love these. These are probably my favorite. If I could pick one jig in this whole box to throw for football jigs, it's definitely the depths headlock. It is my all-time favorite. I also like the Riot Baits little creepers. So I got 1/2 ounce and 3/8 of these little creepers. So I keep my football jigs in these bags just so they're not banging around. And, the paint's not chipping off and all these kinds of things, but because this box is pretty heavy because of all these football jigs in here. So most of my football jigs are 1/2 ounce and 3/8. I usually don't throw 3/4. I have some bigger football jigs down here. These are the big boys. These don't come out that often because here in Minnesota, Wisconsin, we're not fishing that deep. Most times a 1/2 ounce with a trailer will get the job done. Over here, I got my Nishini stuff. So I have Nishini 3/8 and a whole bunch of Nishini 1/2 ounce. If you're not familiar with Nishini Lure Works, they have amazing finesse football jigs. For the price, these are some of the best, hands down. So basically, I like Riot little creepers. I like Kitechs. I like depth headlocks. So these are kind of where I play in my football jig world. I have some dirty jigs, the Pro Tour ones. These are also very good football jigs for like largemouth, a little bigger, heavier gauge wire, bigger heads, bigger skirts, these kinds of things. So I do like the dirty jigs. And over here, I got a pile of ones that I've made. This is a pile of jigs that I had a guy make these and paint them, and I put my own skirts on. These are for if I know I'm going to be losing a lot of football jigs and I'm fishing a lake where, man, I'm just going to break off all the time. These are the ones I'm going with because these are the cheapest, and these are 3/8, so I like using these up shallow on the bank. So I keep a big stash of those for those kind of situations. But anyway, that's my football jig box. I love football jigs. I throw them all the time, all year. All right. So this is my terminal tackle box. Believe it or not, this is highly organized as well. I use one 3700 deep and I put basically all of my hooks in this thing. Everything that I need is in here, including Ned rigs, Nico supplies, all that kind of stuff. So basically I use baggies. So I have a baggie system. I take the hooks out of the packaging, I throw them in these plastic baggies, and then I organize them here via what kind of hook they are. So up here, I got all my straight shank hooks and my worm hooks. So basically how this breaks down is worm hooks, EWGs, I believe this is all flipping hooks. So flipping, EWG, straight shanks, finesse hooks. This is all like drop shot hooks, cover shots, let's see, mosquito hooks. So this is all like the drop shot finesse hooks. These are all the VMC Nico hooks. So, VMC Nico hooks are just really great all around to have. So I got a whole thing of Nicos. Here is swim bait hooks. I got my weighted EWGs. You got your, beast hooks, flashies, that kind of stuff. So, oh man, I got this way too packed. So swim bait hooks here. Here is a lot of wacky finesse hooks. So I like the G finesse. So I got a whole bunch of G finesse wacky weighted heads over here. So these two are kind of like my finesse section. Here I keep my bigger, more heavier tube heads. And then, I just keep tube heads in here, bigger, heavier ones that don't really fit anywhere else. This is my Ned rig stash. This is probably my most frequented spot. I keep all my Ned rigs. I only use the Josh Douglas Outcast Perfect Ned heads. I got them all different sizes, shapes, colors. I throw them all together. So all my Neds go right in here. Believe it or not, I can fit a crap ton of Ned heads right there. Now here is my, I'm a really big fan now of the Ichikawa hooks. And I actually kind of devoted an entire section to kind of like the JDM hooks. So I got some Ryugi Infinis, which are kind of hiding in there. But I also got a bunch of these Ichikawa hooks. They're my favorite now for flipping, for finesse, for drop shot. I just love these Ichikawa hooks. So they get their own dedicated section. Here is just a bunch of random stuff. I got two ball heads for throwing spark shads. I got some bonus Ned heads these are like the cheaper ones I don't really care about. So if I don't want to throw the Douglas heads, I got some other options that are less expensive on the old wallet. So that's what's in that section. And over here is all of my free rig and Nico stuff. So over here I got a whole bunch of Nico weights, Swagger round eyes for free rig, more free rig baits. I got a bunch of the Bass Tech free rig heads. So kind of all my free rig and Nico rig stuff is done. Like I got a whole bunch of random nail weights. That's where all that kind of stuff goes. Look at more nail weights, more nail weights. So all the Nico and free rig stuff goes down in that corner. So I can just pack in an incredible amount of terminal tackle in one box. So if you're thinking about how do you maximize your space, definitely go with the 3700 deep and go with the baggie system. I got this a little too packed. There we go. She's a little full. All right, last but not least, I got 2 more boxes, everybody, and we're done. If you've stuck around this long, thank you so much, and please like and subscribe. This is the Groov Box. I've been using this box for a couple of years now, and as you can tell, it has taken a lot of abuse. This box is getting smashed around on my boat. I throw it around. It flies around in the compartment. This thing has taken an incredible amount of abuse and has been amazing. And in this box, I keep basically all my swim bait heads. So I got lots of swim bait heads, lots of Okashira screw heads, some Gamagatu heads. I got mustad football heads. I got some golden eyes for like walleye fishing. I got some body balance heads from Mega Bass. So basically all these swim bait heads go in this box. And then here is my main box for weights. I keep all my weights in here, all my shaky heads. This is kind of my system. I've been doing this for years and it works really well for me. So down here is all shaky heads. I got them, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I got all of them labeled. So I have label maker and then I label all the weight sizes down there. So basically shaky heads, this section is all drop shot weights, and then right down here are all my Texas rig and flipping weights. You might go, how are you fitting all those in these little boxes? But what I do is I take a baggie. So like this is 3/8. Here's an entire baggie full of 3/8 tungsten. So that's 3/8. I do a lot of quarter. Here's my big bag of quarter tungsten. So I keep these things in baggies and then I shove them in these little compartments. So I got a ton of quarters. I got a bunch of 3/16s. I got my heavy stuff up here. So my 1 ounces. Here's my 1 ounces. Here's my 3/4 ounces. So the point is, you don't need a big crazy tackle box or some fancy terminal box to effectively store terminal. You just got to be somewhat creative. So I got all of my my pegs up here. I got random Z-Man. I use these for rigging the Z-Man worms, like the finesse worms across the top, kind of making a shaky head out of it. Let's see, what size was that? That was cool. That was these guys. Anyway, this is drop shot weights. Now, I throw a lot of lead drop shot weights. This is all my tungsten drop shot weights. To be perfectly honest, I go through a lot of drop shot weights, so throwing tungsten all the time for drop shot is not very cost effective. So I don't often reach in and grab this tungsten drop shot stuff unless I know I'm not going to lose it. Like if I'm fishing places that aren't rock or wood and it's mostly grass, then I'll go in and grab the tungsten. But if I'm fishing rocks, I got a whole nother box in my boat that's just full of lead cheap drop shot weights, and that's kind of mostly what I use. So anyway, I got some underspins over here. I got some hair jigs that I kind of just tucked in the corner because I had some extra space down here. So I have some custom made bucktail hair jigs that I like to use for smallmouth as well. I got some random wacky weighted hooks. This is all shaky heads. So these are all owner shaky heads hiding in here. I got all the different sizes. So like here's a 3/16. So, you know, I'm a big shaky head fan and I like the owner shaky heads. It's kind of like my bread and butter. So anyway, that's kind of it. That's how I organize all of my stuff in a very small, older Skeeter bass boat that doesn't have big, giant lockers for storing everything. If you've made it this far in the video, I really do appreciate it. And if you have any questions, comments, if you guys think there's something I could be doing better, I'd be happy to hear it. Please throw any thoughts, opinions into the comments on this video. And until the next time, we'll see you later.